Dun dum 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 dum. Yeah, we need to kill him. Just checking, you know. Do do do, be do do, hiya. Sorry, old man. Business as usual. Drag it to a hiding place. With the... Darn it. Keeps being like mega close. Emotional damn it! I'm losing it, guys. I'm actually losing it right now. Right now. Right now. It's over. I'm losing it. I'm losing it right now. West Virginia. Oh my gosh. Country roads, take me home to the place I belong. No, just work, dude. Maybe I'm too quick with this. What?
No, God, please, no! No!
No! No, no, no! Random fact about me. Hi, Keka, how are you today? Let me just, do this first so I don't yell what my random fact is. Because I can only use so many brain cells. So, no, stop breaking the lockpicks. I'm breaking them because the lock is not locking. Good afternoon, pig child. Doing fantastic. Of course, yes. Orcs are pig children, apparently. So that's why I'm a pig child, you see. Noah! I'm sorry! It's just not. It's not unlocking. We're literally gonna run out of lockpicks, and we literally had like 100 or something like that. Glad you read that book. Yeah. Just can't believe the rest of Skyrim is racist against orcs. That book was so racist, right? It was ridiculous. Ah! I didn't even do anything, you know? All I've been doing is saving Skyrim, and this is how they thank me. Or you can just pick locks. I'm trying! I'm just really... Shit. It just seems to, like, be unlocking, and then it doesn't. Fuck! No, you're a terrible burglar. I've never said I was a good one. They also break so quickly, you know? Crazy. Darn it. Blue Regent. Okay, fuck. Guess we're doing it differently. Like, I've run out of lockpicks almost. I literally had 100 and now I've only got a 60. Ah, lockpick. Wow. Thanks for giving me one back. Amazing. Was totally worth it. Well, why is there a hole in the ship? This doesn't seem like a very good ship. Well, that was epic. Goodbye, Mr. Emperor. It was very nice meeting you. I think I am done. Oh, that's what this is. I see. Yay! We've got the King book. Would anyone want me to read it with the Nyas? You don't have to redeem. I kind of just want to know what happens. Because we've read the 3 previous books and now we've got one more. Epic book. I wonder if Bran is still here. Story time with Nya! Let's go! I wonder if Bran is still here. Oh, I don't think he is. Bran! Oh, I left him behind. Well, let's go. No. Here we go. Where is it? King. Ah. Ahem. Gentle reader, you will not understand a word of what follows unless you have read and committed to memory the first 3 volumes in the series, Nya. Beggar, Thief, and Warrior, Nya, which leads up to this, the conclusion. I encourage you to seek them out at your favorite bookseller, Nya. I'd had to do way more than that. We last left Eslaf Errol fleeing for his life, Nya, which was a common enough occurrence for him, Nya. He had stolen a lot of gold and one particularly large gem, Nya, from a rich man in Yallenhem named Suobot, Nya. Oh, you remember this, right? The thief fled north, Nya, spending the gold wildly, Nya, as thieves generally do, for all sorts of illicit pleasures, which would no doubt disturb the gentleman or the lady reading this, Nya, so I will not go into detail, Nya. The one thing he held on to was the gem, Nya. He didn't keep it because... Sorry, I will continue. The one thing he held on to was the gem, Nya. He didn't keep it because of any particular attachment, Nya, but because he did not know anyone rich enough to buy it from him, Nya. And so he found himself in the ironic situation of being penniless and having in his possession a gem worth millions, Nya. Will you give me a room, some bread, and a flagon of beer in exchange for this, Nya? He asked a tavern keep in the little village of Cravenswold, which was so far north, Nya. It was half situated on the Sea of Ghosts, Nya. That's where we live! The keep looked at it suspiciously, Nya. It's just crystal, Eslaf said quickly. But isn't it pretty, Nya? Let me see that, said a young armor-clad woman at the end of the bar, Nya. Without waiting permission, she picked up the gem, studied it, and smiled not very sweetly at Eslaf, Nya. Would you join me at my table, Nya? I'm actually in a bit of a hurry, replied Eslaf, Nya, holding out his hand for the stone. Another time, Nya? Out of respect for my friend, the tavern keep here. My men and I leave our weapons behind when we come in here, Nya, the woman said casually, not handing the gem back, but picking up a broom that was sitting against the bar, Nya. I can assure you, however, Nya, that I can use this quite efficiently as a blunt instrument, Nya. Not a weapon, of course, but an instrument to stun, yeah. Medically crush a bone or two, and then once it is on the inside, yeah. Which table? As love quickly, yeah. The young woman led him to a large table in the back of the tavern, where 10 of the biggest Nord brutes Eslov had ever seen were sitting, yeah. They looked at him with polite disinterest, as if he were a strange insect, worth briefly studying before crushing, yeah. My name is Lassifitra. Oh, that's his sister, isn't it? My name is Lassifitra, yeah, she said, and Eslav blinked, yeah. That was the name Suobod had uttered before Eslav had made his escape, yeah. And these are my lieutenants, yeah. I'm the commander of a very large independent army of noble knights, yeah. The very best in Skyrim, yeah. Most recently, we were given a job to attack a vineyard in the Alto to force its owner, a man named Laernu, to sell to our employer, yeah, a man named Suobod, yeah. Our payment was to be a gem of surpassing size and quality, quite famous and unmistakable, yeah. We did as we were asked, and when we went to Suobod to collect our fee, he told us he was unable to pay, yeah, due to a recent burglary, yeah. In the end, though, he saw things our way and paid us an amount of gold almost equal to the worth of the prized jewel, yeah. It did not empty out his treasury entirely, but it meant he was unable to buy the land in the Alto. After all, yeah. So we were not paid enough. Suodbud had taken a heavy financial blow, and Liarnu's prized crop of Yasbai has been temporarily destroyed for naught, yeah. Lassifitra took a long, slow drink of her mead, of her meth, of course, of her mead before continuing, yeah. Now, I wonder, could you tell me, how came you in the possession of the gem we were promised, yeah? Eslav did not answer at once, yeah. Instead, he took a piece of bread from the plate of the savage-bearded barbarian on his left and ate it, yeah. I'm sorry, he said, his mouth full, yeah. May I? Of course. I couldn't stop you from taking the gem even if I'd wanted to, yeah. And as a matter of fact, I don't mind at all, yeah. It's also useless to deny how it came in my possession, yeah. I stole it from your employer, yeah. I certainly didn't mean you or your noble knights any harm by it, but I can understand why the word of a thief is not suitable for one such as yourself, yeah. No, replied Lassifitra, yeah, frowning, but her eyes showing amusement, yeah. Not suitable at all, yeah. But before you kill me, as Love said, grabbing another piece of bread, yeah, tell me, how suitable is it for noble knights such as yourself to be paid twice for one job, yeah? I have no honor myself, but I would have thought that since Sealbud took a profit loss to pay you, yeah, and now you have the gem, your handsome profit is not entirely honorable, yeah. Lassifitra picked up the broom and looked at Eslav, yeah. Then she laughed. What is your name, thief, yeah? Eslav, said the thief, yeah. We would take the gem as it was promised to us, yeah. But you were right, yeah. We should not be paid twice for the same job, yeah. So, said the warrior woman, putting down the broomstick, yeah, you are our new employer, yeah. What would you have your own army do for you, yeah? Many people could find quite a few good uses for their own army, but Eslav was not among them, yeah. He searched his brain, and finally it was decided that it was a debt to be paid later, yeah. For all her brutality, Lassifitra was a simple woman, raised, he learned, by the very army she commanded, yeah. Fighting and honor were the only things she knew, yeah. When Eslav left Craven's world, he had an army at his beck and call, but not a coin to his name, yeah. He knew he would have to steal something soon, yeah. As he wandered the woods, scouring for food, he was beset with a strange feeling of familiarity, yeah. These were the woods he had been in as a child, also starving, also scrounging, yeah. When he came out on the road, he found that he had come back on the kingdom where he had been raised by the dear, stupid, shy maid Druspa. Nya. He was an Errolgard. Nya. It had fallen even deeper into despair since his youth. Nya. The shops that had refused him food were boarded up, abandoned. Nya. The only people left were hollow, hopeless figures, so ravaged by taxation, despotism, and barbaric raids that they were too weak to flee. Yeah. Eslaf realized how lucky he was to have gotten out in his youth. Yeah. There was, however, a castle and a king. Yeah. Eslaf immediately made plans to raid the treasury. Yeah. As usual, he watched the place carefully, taking notes of the security and the habits of the guards. Yeah. This took some time. Yeah. In the end, he realized there was no security and no guards. Yeah. He walked in the front door and down the empty corridors for the treasury. Yeah. It was full of precisely nothing except one man. Yeah. He was Eslaf's age, but looked much older. Yeah. There's nothing to steal, he said. With that there was. Yeah. King Eonoth, though permanently aged, Nya, had the same white blonde hair and blue eyes like broken glass that Eslaf had. Nya. In fact, he resembled Suobad and Lasifritra as well. Nya. And though Eslaf had never met the ruined landlord of the Alto Learnu, he looked him too. Nya. Not surprisingly, since they were quintuplets. Yeah. So you have nothing? Asked Eslaf gently. Nya. Nothing except my poor kingdom, curse it, the king grumbled. Nya. But I came to the throne. It was powerful. Before I came to the throne, it was powerful and rich, but I inherited none of that, only the title. Nya. For my entire life, I've had responsibility thrust on my shoulders, but never had the means to handle it properly. Nya. I look over the desolation, which is my birthright, and I hate it. Nya. If it were possible to steal a kingdom, I would not lift a finger to stop you. Nya. It turned out, quite possible to steal a kingdom. Nya. Eslaf became known as Enof, a deception easily done given their physical similarities. Nya. The real Enof, taking the name of Ilekilnu, happily left his demisne, becoming eventually a simple worker in the vineyards of the Alto. Yeah. For the first time, free of responsibility, he fell into his new life with gusto, the years melting off him. Yeah. The new Enof called in his favor with Lasifitra, using her army to restore peace to the kingdom of Erolgard. Yeah. Now that it was safe, business and commerce became to return to the land, and Eslaf reduced the tyrannical taxes to encourage it to grow. Yeah. Upon hearing that, Suobad, ever nervous about losing his money, elected to return to the land of his birth. Yeah. When he died years later, out of greed, he had refused to name someone an heir, so the kingdom received its entire fortune. Yeah. Eslaf used part of the gold to buy the vineyards of the Alto after hearing great things of it from Enof. Yeah. And so it was that Errolgard was returned to its previous prosperity by the fifth-born child of King Idlaf, Eslaf Errol, beggar, thief, warrior of sorts, and king. Yeah. There we go. I wonder if this is what... Story time, yeah. What book would you like me to read? I wish we had Cicero's notes, but I cannot find them for the life of me. Now what else? Alphabetically, the first one. Oh, okay. Let's see. We're still carrying weapons, that's why everything's so heavy. Let's just quick save because we've organized everything so much. A children's annuid is what it says. Seems pretty okay. The first ones were brothers, Anu and Padome Nya. They came into the void and time began, Nya. As Anu and Padome wandered the void, the interplay of light and darkness created Nir, Nya. Both Anu and Padome were amazed and delighted with her appearance, Nya. But she loved Anu, and Padome retreated from them in bitterness, Nya. Nir became pregnant, but before she gave birth, Padome returned, professing his love for Nir, Nya. She told him that she loved only Anu, and Padome beat her in rage. Nya. Anu returned, fought Padome, and cast him outside time, Nya. Nir gave birth to creation, but died from her injuries soon after, Nya. Anu, grieving, hid himself in the sun and slept, Nya. Meanwhile, life sprang up on the 12 worlds of creation and flourished, Nya. After many ages, Padome was able to return to time, Nya. He saw creation and hated it, Nya. He swung his sword, shattering the 12 worlds in their alignment, Nya. Anu awoke and fought Padome again, Nya. The long and furious battle ended with Anu, the victor, Nya. He cast aside the body of his brother, who he believed was dead, and attempted to save creation by forming the remnants of the 12 worlds into one, Nirn. Nirn? The world of Tamriel, Nya. As he was doing so, Padome struck him through the chest with one last blow, Nya. Anu grappled with his brother and pulled them both outside of time forever, Nya. The blood of Padome became the Daedra, Nya. The blood of Anu became the stars, Nya. The mingled blood of both became the Aedra, Nya. Hence their capacity for good and evil, and their greater affinity for earthly affairs than the Daedra, who have no connection to creation, Nya. On the world of Nirn, all was chaos, Nya. The only survivors of the 12 worlds of creation were the Elnofey and the Hist, Nya. The Elnofey are the ancestors of Mer and Men, Nya. The Hist are the trees of Argonia, Nya. Nirn originally was all land, with interspersed seas but no oceans, Nya. A large fragment of the Elnofey world landed on Nirn, relatively intact, Nya. And the Elnofey living there were the ancestors of the Mer, Nya. These Elnofey fortified their borders from the chaos outside, hid their pocket of calm, and attempted to live on as before, Nya. Other Elnofey arrived on Nirn, scattered amid the confused jumble, the scattered worlds, wandering and finding each other over the years, Nya. Eventually, the wandering Elnofey found the hidden land of old Elnofey, Nya, and were amazed and joyful to find their kin living amid the splendor of ages past, Nya. The wandering Elnofey expected to be welcomed into the peaceful realm, but the old Elnofey looked on them as degenerates, fallen from their former glory, Nya. For whatever reason, war broke out and raged across the whole of Nirn, Nya. The old Elnofey retained their ancient power and knowledge, but the wanderers were more numerous and toughened by the long struggle to survive on Nirn, Nya. This war reshaped the face of Nirn, sinking much of the land beneath new oceans, and leaving the lands as we know, Tamriel, Akavir, Atmora, and Yokuda, Nya. The old Elnofey realm, although ruined, became Tamriel, Nya. The remnants of the wanderers were left divided on the other 3 continents, Nya. Over many years, the Elnofey of Tamriel became the Mir, so the elves, Nya, the Dwemer, the deep ones, sometimes called the dwarves. So the Dwemer and the dwarves are the same thing? Oh, I didn't know that. But it makes sense. Noah reading is way too distracting, of course. That's the point. The Shimmer, the changed ones, who later became the Dunmer, yeah. The Dunmer, the dark or cursed ones, the dark elves, yeah. The Bosmer, the greener forest ones, the wood elves. And the Altmer, the elder or higher ones, the high elves, yeah. On the other continents, the wandering Elnofey became the men, the Nords of Atmora, the Red Guards of Yakuda, and the Tsaiski of Akavirnia. The Hist were bystanders in the Elnofey war, but most of their realm was destroyed as the war passed over it. Yeah, a small corner of it survived to become Black Marsh in Tamriel, but most of their realm was sunk beneath the sea, yeah. Eventually, men returned to Tamriel, yeah. The Nords were the first, colonizing the northern coast of Tamriel before recorded history, yeah. Led by the legendary Isgramor, yeah. The 13th of his line, King Harald was the first to appear in written history, yeah. And so, the mythic era ended, yeah. I can't concentrate on the schedule making. Not good. But I see. I always like recognize all these names, but I never really know who they were. So the Mir are the elves. The Dwemer are apparently the dwarves. The Shimmer are the changed ones who later become the Dunmer, and the Dunmer are the dark elves. So they were first the Shimmer, then they become the Dunmer, and that's another word for the dark elves. But interesting. So much lore. Yeah, it is. Oh my goodness. Never seen this much lore, but I like that. It's like a very Greek way of like explaining how the universe started and everything. It's very fun. But yeah, there you go. I'm a bit confused what the Aedra now is, though. Because it said the blood of Padme. So that's the evil one that loved Nier. His blood is the Daedra, so he's the evil one. And then you've got the blood of Anu, that became the stars. And the mingled blood of them together are the Aedra. And this book is about Aedra and Daedra. The designations of gods, demons, Aedra, and Daedra are universally confusing to the layman, yeah. They're often used interchangeably, yeah. Aedra and Daedra are not relative terms, yeah. They are elvish and exact. Azura is a Daedra, both in Skyrim and Morrowind, yeah. Aedra is usually translated as ancestor, yeah, which is as close as Cyrodiil can come to this elven concept, yeah. Daedra means roughly not our ancestors, yeah. This distinction was crucial to the Dunmer, which are the dark elves, whose fundamental split in ideology is represented in their mythical genealogy, yeah. The Aedra are associated with stasis, and Daedra represent change, yeah. Aedra created the mortal world and are bound to the earth bones, yeah. Daedra, who cannot create, have the power to change, yeah. As part of the divine contract of creation, the Aedra can be killed, yeah. Witness Lorkhan and the moons, yeah. The Prothean Daedra, for whom the rules do not apply, can only be banished, yeah. Interesting. Very nice. So we've got the Dwemer, which are the dwarves. Dunmer, which are the elves. Dark elves. Being a Daedra sounds way better, to be honest. Yeah, they can't be killed. They can only be banished. But they are evil, though. They don't seem to have an ability of empathy, whereas the Aedra do. As you said, they are divines. They're bound to the earth, so they're more human-like, I guess, because they are a mix. Pretty interesting. I like this. Yes, very cool. Now, what is on the list? Where's my pen? We're looking for the Wolf Queen. Because I've always wondered what the Wolf Queen story actually is, because there's so many books about it. So that's why we're looking for all the volumes so we can complete it. So that's also what we're doing. Today is a big hunt. But before we do that, we have to turn in the quest of the Dark Brotherhood, though. Oh. I love that my phone just decides not to work. It's a bit weird. Serana. Serana.
It's so good to see you again.
What's happening? It's having a heart attack. Dude, it's alive. That was weird. It wasn't dead yet, I think.
I knew it would come to this.
Yeah, if it was my girlfriend, then it would be okay. Bran! KO Lang! Bran! Oh, I missed you, Bran! Now we have to make the hard choice if we're choosing Bran or Serana. I do love Bran. But she's not. Yeah, no, she's not. So it is really weird. I'd be shocked too. Serana! Hi! Why can't I talk to you? Why can't I ask you to follow me? Serana, are you not my friend anymore?
What now?
Doggo is better. You think? Oh, but I love Serana though.
Oh,
Serana,
what is it?
please. She doesn't want to follow me anymore. What the hell? I guess I'll make her my wife instead. It's fine.
Need something? Keep your guard up.
Come on, Bran. Let's go, Bran. Come on. She's probably mad at you. Why would she be mad? I love her, and she knows that.